Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and happy Thanksgiving everyone. I hope everyone has a very healthy and happy Thanksgiving this year. And I want to go ahead and start out with dessert. We're going to make these adorable sugar cookies with frosting on top. Okay, the ingredients you're going to need is some flour, sugar, salt, some butter, vanilla, 1 egg, and some baking powder. Make sure the butter and the eggs are at room temperature when you're going to do this mixture. In a medium bowl, you're going to go ahead and add all of your dry ingredients. So you have your flour, your salt, and your baking powder. Now in a small bowl, you're going to add your egg and your vanilla and go ahead and whip up that egg. Now for this, I am using my stand mixer. I figured it's the easiest thing to do. Just go ahead and mix it all together. And I'm gonna go ahead and add those 2 sticks of butter or 1 cup, and you're going to go ahead and add your sugar. Mix that really well for about 5 minutes. Also make sure within those 5 minutes, you scrape it down at least twice to get all of it mixed together and the butter nice and whipped. Now that mixed for around 5 minutes, you're going to go ahead and add your egg and vanilla mixture and mix that up really well. Now for the flour mixture, you're going to go ahead and slowly mix it in with your batter until you have a cookie dough. Now, as you can see, all of the flour is in and mixed well. You are going to have a nice batter. Now I'm going to take it and put it on some saran wrap. I have half of the batter on one saran wrap and then half on the other because this dough needs to be really cold in order to work with it. So I just went ahead and broke it up into 2. Now you're going to go ahead and stick this in the refrigerator for up to 4 hours or overnight for at least 8 hours, but 4 hours does work. Now once the 4 hours is up, you're going to go ahead and add some flour to your rolling pin and your board or whatever you so choose. I chose my counter, and you're going to go ahead and roll out your dough and make sure you have about 1/4 of an inch of thickness for the dough in order to cut out the cookies. Now that I have the right thickness, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the cookies. This is a flour cookie cutter, but I promise it will all come together and these little turkeys will be so adorable. You won't even know that this is a flour cutter. Now I lined my cookie sheet with a silicone mat. You can line it with anything you'd like. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the oven at 375 for around 7 to 9 minutes. Make sure you check up on it so that way they do not burn. You do want a tiny bit of brown at the bottom, but not too much. You want these cookies to be nice and delicious and not too crunchy. Now we're moving on to decorating. You're going to need some meringue powder, some vanilla, and some powdered sugar. I will leave the recipe down below, so no worries on that, but I have some powdered sugar here, the vanilla, and the meringue powder. You're just going to mix it and mix it and mix it and add just a little bit of water at a time until you get the consistency that you want. I have the consistency of some toothpaste, but you might want to use a little bit more water to make it a little bit thinner, but you do not want it runny, otherwise it will run all over your cookies. You will see the red is just a little bit too runny, but I did manage to make it work. So I'm adding the frosting to different bowls because I'm going to have 5 different colors, so I wanted to make sure that they do not blend together or mix. So if what you're going to do is put a wet paper towel over the ones that you're not mixing, because this stuff dries out really fast. If you've ever messed with royal icing, it dries very fast, so you want to make sure those are covered and moist. Sorry for using that word, I hate using it, but anyways. Now I'm going to take some red food coloring and mix it up, and then some green, yellow, orange, and I did not have brown, so I had to mix 3 colors together to make the brown. Now you are going to take a piping bag. I did have a tip on this one. You do not need a tip. If you cut the tip of your bag small enough, you do not need any sort of tips or anything fancy. I only did it on this one and I have no idea why. I think I thought I was going to use them, but then I didn't on the rest of the bag. So go ahead and fill up all of your bags with the different colors. Now it's time for piping, and I know this looks intimidating, but I promise it's not that hard. As long as you have the right consistency of the frosting, you should be just fine. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and follow the little grooves in this cookie. That's why it's a flour cookie, and it makes it so much easier, so that way you can make the feathers. And I'm going to do 4 different colors, so I did 4 different spaces, and that's why you see the green on one end and the green on the other end. So I just added the colors, so that way there's 2 colors on most of them, and then there's 1 color, one of the green on the other one. Sorry if you don't understand that. I don't even think I understand what I just said. But anyways, you get what I'm saying, because you will see how the colors come together. All right, now it's time for the cute little face. I have the brown here, and I'm just going to do 1 big circle in the middle, so that way it covers all of the feathers and you don't see the ends of the feather. And then you just add 2 little eyeballs, which I got at any craft store. You can get at Walmart, Joann Fabrics, or Michael's. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue to do the faces and the eyes. Now for the little waddle, I guess you call it, I am going to use some red, and I'm going to take a toothpick and kind of drag that down to make it look like that. And then I'm going to use yellow for the beak and the feet. And of course, I'm using a toothpick to help me out with that. You just kind of move the frosting with the tip of the toothpick. Now, once you are done with these, you are going to let them sit out for at least 24 hours so that way they dry really, really well. And then you plate them up and serve them at your Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.